going on, guys? AJ back here with another video. Today it's just going to be kind of a setup talk. I know I said I was going to do this a couple of videos ago, but we got to doing other stuff and it's starting to get crunch time. So this is kind of what I do before we get it up on scales. So I have a spot in my shop where we set some boxes. You can kind of see them, those purple squares. I don't know if that's going to end up being where I keep my setup area, because I'm trying to figure out how to optimize my shop space as much as I can. So for now, that's just where it goes. So this spot is relatively level, so I can get all my ride heights, my caster camber, and my toe and everything pretty close before I put it on scales. So what I do, and some people may agree with this, some people may not, is I set my caster and camber, my toe, my ride heights before I get it up on scales, just because I don't have a fancy level or anything, so I can't exactly check ride heights once it's up on scales. So I like to get those really close, because once you get up on scales, you should be making small, minute adjustments anyways, just to get your cross percentages and everything where they should be. So I will get everything set in the front end first before I start messing with wheelbase or pinion angle or anything, and then kind of go from there. So what I do is I get my lower control arm. I have that is a fixed measurement for me, and then I do all my adjusting for my caster camber off the upper. Some people may do it the other way, but that's just what I recommend doing, is because I found that your lower control arm is more crucial of a measurement than your upper in legend cars. I mean, everybody's personal preference, but that's just kind of how I do it, because I know some people have been asking what my process is. So I'll do that, get that set on both the left and the right side, and then we made this wheel width gauge at work to the exact measurement that you're gonna be teched on. So we'll roll the car through there and just make sure that's right, because you don't wanna go through your entire process to find out that that's wrong and you gotta change it and redo all your measurements and everything. So it's pretty hard to get out of that measurement, but I have seen it happen. We actually had it happen once last year when we were going through scales, just because I wasn't paying attention on some measurements and stuff. Just keep in mind, whatever style rim you use, the Bassett is slightly bigger than the Aero rim. Just keep that in mind when you're doing your setups and stuff. So we do that, and then we'll take our wheelbase gauge and measure wheelbase. You just hook it on the back rim there, and then it measures up to the front rim here, and you want to make sure that is within the boundaries of what the rule books say. I don't remember what the number is off the top of my head, but it's definitely something else I've seen people get thrown out for. So definitely during the air off season, take some time and get that all squared away, because when you're in your off season mode, you have 6 months or whatever to get everything right. At least up here in Michigan we do, because it's cold and it's currently raining. So we'll do that. The next thing I'll do is I'll set ride heights, which is super simple. You just use the shock collars to turn them, and that'll raise or lower your car. We're gonna have to run both shocks this year. One of the tracks we're running at during their weekly shows is only letting us run the Bilstein shocks, and during the 5,000 to win show, they're letting us run the AFCOs. So once we get everything set up on the Bilsteins, I'll be able to go out and test, see how it feels with this new car, and then the idea is to test on the AFCOs if those come in before our first test. They're starting to ship out, so hopefully they should be here. So yeah, that's kind of what my process is before I get it up on scales. I know some people like to do everything on scales, but my pad right here is level enough to where once it's up on my levelers and my scale pads, it's all pretty close. So you definitely got to check it once you get it up on pads, just to double check. But mine's within probably 0.5% when you measure it every time. So that's kind of what I do. Let me know down in the comments if you like to do everything up on scales, or if you do it on the ground and then put it on scales like I do. I know everybody has their personal preference. Just make sure your wheel width and your wheelbase is set right before you go to the track, because that's not something you really want to be making at the track, because then it'll throw your percentages and stuff off. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your pre-scale process is. This thing is going off to get wrapped tomorrow, so that's why I got everything all kind of roughly set before we get it up on scales, because we're gonna be losing a couple days while it's over at race 1 getting wrapped. So our first test is the 22nd, so it's coming up here soon. We'll have some on-track footage for you finally. I know some of you guys are probably getting sick of the shop videos, but unfortunately we're in Michigan and we can't make it down to Indianapolis this weekend. Good luck to those guys. Good luck to everybody down at Spring Series in Nashville. It seems like a pretty cool event. Hopefully they keep doing it. I know we'll be watching on legendcar.tv, so make sure you check that out. It's 5 days of racing or so. They race at Highland Rim and the Nashville Fairgrounds, which is pretty cool. So we're going to get this thing all wiped down. I'll have another video coming up on this thing getting wrapped. So stay tuned for that. We're excited for the new look for the car this year. It should be pretty awesome. Also, thank you to Nate for coming over and helping me bleed the brakes. I wasn't able to get super good footage on that, so sorry about that. But if anybody wants to know how to bleed brakes in this thing, feel free to shoot me a message, drop a comment. I'll explain it. And with that being said, we're gonna take off here and get this thing prepped, get in the trailer, and head off to the wrap, guys. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.